Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look again at the Mega Master League and we're going to have an interesting Pokemon here. We're going to have the Mega Gardevoir, the Pokemon that you can use to break this current meta. This Pokemon is going to have access to the fast move of Charm, which got buffed this season, but generally it's going to be the best kind of answer against the Dragon types and especially against that Mega Gyarados. And that's why exactly we're going to take a look at this team here today. We're going to have also the Primarina, a Pokemon that you might not really expect in this meta, as it only gets up to 3600 CP, but with a recent change to Charm, you're going to be able to get so much faster to the Hydro Cannon, which is going to make this Pokemon so much stronger. And so today we're going to take a look here at this Pokemon. Today we're going to take a look at Primarina. Hydro Cannon is going to connect here already early on. What we can go ahead is we're going to be able to take that Aeroblast. We're sadly gonna go down here. Not going to be the ideal way of playing, but yeah, we're going to be able to try to go for the full farm on here with our Landorus. Is this going to work out? I am not too sure, but as we see, we can still survive it. And we're gonna go up to 100 energy with this Pokemon. In comes that Palkia. We can go for a charge move to drop the opponent's attack a little bit. They're going to go for their own charge move, and I decide to shield. Now it's down to us with one Pokemon left here, 0 shields, and I guess our Landorus against, yeah, whatever they're going to have in the back. We have to see what it's going to be. Sensei Storm is coming through. We're going to swap out here. It's going to be Mega Heracross, a Pokemon that's also used in order to counter that, Gyarados right now. But not so great against our, against our Gardevoir, being able to do a double resisted hit. And we're going to be able to win this battle here, and we can move on to the next one. We will face that Zamazenta in the lead, which I kind of wanted to take a look at as well. And we're going to have a Shadow Annihilate against us. This is going to be an interesting Pokemon. This is going to be an interesting one generally, as the Waitress is going to get shielded with a lot of damage. But of course, we're going to still go up against that Zacian, where we can still go for the neutral damage with this Shadow Ball. This is going to allow us to get that shield from the opponent. And we are going to be able to still reach even another Shadow Ball in time, which is going to allow us to either get another shield or a ton of damage to the point where we can needy fully farm them down here with our Landorus. Landorus as well has, of course, that option to drop attacks with that charge move here. And so this is going to be way better for us. We're going to have the attack drop onto that Gyarados. We're going to be able to mostly even take the hit here still with that attack drop. Awkward Tail is coming through, and in comes that Sandsea Storm, and this is going to be enough to get that shield from the opponent, and in comes now Primarina in a prime position to win this battle, being able to take any hit from that Gyarados. They swapped out here into their Pokemon. You couldn't even really see that they went into the Zacian trying to take that move, but in comes a Disarming Voice to win us this battle. We're going to see here next up a very bad lead for us, but they swap out still into their own Gyarados, which allows us to go into our Primarina. Primarina can take those hits, everything is going to be resisted, but even though everything is resisted, the stat difference between those two Pokemon is quite significant, which makes it a little bit more difficult here. This Disarming Voice is going to get shielded actually from the opponent, which is kind of an interesting play, as we will be able to still take another hit. This is going to be the Awkward Tail coming through, and with that we are just going to have to use a shield here, and we should be able to fully farm down the opponent, and this will allow us to keep the alignment, which is going to be very important. But not only this, of course, we are still going to have access to that Hydro Cannon, which is going to do a little bit of damage against the opponent's Zamazenta. Zamazenta can be a bit of an issue for this team, but here we're going to see the Metal Claw version, which is going to make it a little bit easier. Sensei Storm is coming through at the same time as the opponent. We don't know what they have in the back yet. They decide to shield this move up. We can use... Oh, we're actually going to go for the no shield here against the opponent. Behemoth Blade, we're going to be able to still survive. And in the back, there's going to be that Palkia, where we can go for the full farm down. But I make a bit of a mistake. I did not expect that they would run the charge move of Fire Blast, doing so much damage against us. But still, we're going to be able to go for the Shadow Ball. And again, it's showcasing on what this Gardevoir can do. Gardevoir gonna be able to go for that Shadow Ball and get that KO, as we see here the Zamazenta coming in. And we're going to move on to the next opponent. We will face up against that Kyogre, and they swap out into that Zamazenta. This is going to be a bit of an awkward one, but what we're able to do here is to get out the answer for our Gardevoir. And this is something that we definitely kind of always want to do with this team. You kind of need to get rid of the answer for the Gardevoir. And as we will see here, we are going to have that Behemoth Blade coming through. We have the swap out into that Landorus, and we're going to try our best to go for another Sandsea Storm. But as you can see, we're going to be able to use a shield here first. This is going to be the Behemoth Blade coming through again against us. We can go for the full farm down, and in comes again that Kyogre, which we can counter with our Mega Gardevoir. We shield this move up here. This is going to be okay. This is going to be the serve coming through. What I should do here is actually go for the triple XL. The opponent still has that move stored. I should have done it even a little bit earlier, because what I would have been able to do is I would have been able to just go ahead and get the KO here with all the extra fast move pressure I could have applied to the opponent, but I didn't, and this is going to allow them to knock us out. And in the back, as you can see here, is that Mega Rayquaza, a Pokemon that you most likely would have had some solid play against. But as you can see here, we are going to be able to just go for the baits. This is not going to work out for us. The opponent is going to be able to go ahead and get the KO against us, and with that, Rayquaza is going to, be our, not the Pokemon you're going to be able to really here to beat there. Zekrom, on the other hand, is going to be alright. This is going to be alright for us generally, but they're going to go into the Mega Charizard here, which is going to have no access to that faster fast move timing there, with a Blast Bird being reached very, very fast here from the opponent. I actually have a Shadow Shiny version this shiny version of this Pokemon, which I could use as a Shundo. Could be an interesting Pokemon again. I had actually this Pokemon already used as well in one of my teams, in my top team video, if you haven't seen this one yet. But here we're going to see the Primarina. We can go for the hard hitting move here as well. The Hydro Cannon is coming through, and we're going to be able to get that KO against the opponent. In comes that Zekrom again, and we decide to go for another Hydro Cannon, but we can let this move go. This is not really too important for us. It's going to be the Fusion Bolt knocking us out, but we're going to have that Gardevoir still in the back, as they're going to reveal that they have the Ho-Oh here as well. I decide to go for the Shadow Ball in order to try to force a shield from the opponent. Is this going to be working out for us? Let's find out. And it's not going to do enough damage here really. And with this, I'm going to be forced to use a shield, because I need to kind of keep my Pokemon a bit healthy. And of course, I always have the option here to drop my attack with it. It's a 50% chance for Sacred Fire to drop my attack. As you saw here, this kind of went well for the opponent. In comes to the Zekrom again, and we're going to be able to get that KO against the opponent there as well with the Sancia Storm. So it's just going to be that Ho-Oh being able to get some damage onto us. But do they go for the Brave Bird? They go for the Sacred Fire. Can we still knock them out with our Gardevoir? We can actually still knock them out, luckily, and we can move on to the next opponent, where Mega Salamence is going to wait for us. This is going to be not an ideal matchup for our lead, but for our backline it's going to be alright. But the issue is, we of course are gonna get out the opponent's Zacian here. This is not ideal at all. This is going to be very, very tough for us, as they're gonna be able to get the KO against us here. But I decided to use a shield here against the Behemoth Blade, trying to outspeed them here with the Hydro Cannon. This is going to most likely force another shield from the opponent. But let's see what they're going to do here. They decided to use a shield here, that's alright. They're going to still be forced to go for another charge move, because we're going to be a bit faster now, as Charm is generating energy quite a bit faster as well. We are going to be able to swap out into that Landorus to go for the full farmland in time, getting a ton of energy in here, and we have the Mega Salamence up against our Stone Edge. This is going to get a lot of damage on them, and we have Mega Gardevoir, but they're going to reveal that they have in the back that Zamazenta again. This is not looking good for us at all. We're going to have to use a shield here against the Behemoth Bash. This is not looking great. We are going to be able to go for that charge move though against the opponent. This is going to be alright. The triple XL is going to boost our own attack, and we're going to do some nice damage here as well, but we're not going to be able to outspeed the opponent, which is going to allow them to get the KO against us. We have to try to go for the full farm down, but as you're going to see, the Mega Salamence is coming in. This is going to allow them to do so much damage against us, and we're going to be able to now swap, like basically go into the next battle here. With a Dragon Tail being the ideal move on the Primal Groudon, this is going to be very, very tough for us. But in comes here now the Florges from the opponent. The Sancia Storm is going to connect, the attack is going to drop, and we will see here as well that we're going to be able to use a shield against the opponent, because they have the move of Chilling Water. This is a new addition to this Pokemon, and it's going to make it very, very more difficult to actually take this Pokemon down. But as you're going to see here, Chilling Water is coming through again. We are going to be able to go for our Hydro Cannon if we wanted to, but actually overfarmed by a little bit too much here, I guess. The opponent can still go for a Moonblast and try to go for the full farm now, as they're going to swap onto the Dialga. They shouldn't be able to farm us down here in time, but what we will see is that I also don't really have a lot of pressure there, and then again, our health is going down here quite fast, but the opponent still decides to go ahead and go for the charge move, go for the Thunder, a move that was absolutely not necessary if they have Iron Head. Iron Head would have easily sealed the deal here, but as we will see as well, the Sensia Storm is coming through. This is going to be the Florges coming in. We are going to have, also that Primal Groudon, which you saw already in the beginning, and now it's going to be a tough matchup for us. Primal Groudon is one of the best answers to the Mega Gardevoir, because Primal Groudon has access to that fire typing. This is an extra addition to this Primal Pokemon. Before it was just a pure ground type, now it's ground and fire, and with this extra fire power, it is going to be able to just knock us out here straight away, making it such a tough matchup for us, as we can still go ahead and go for that Sensia Storm, but as we'll see here, they're going to swap out into that Florges. We are going to be able to take that hit. It is going to be the chilling water coming through, and we can move on to the next opponent, where Mega Gardevoir awaits in the lead as well. We're going to be able to go for 7 fast move. That's 1 over the Sensia Storm before going for the charge move ourselves, because this is perfect fast move timing, but this is also going to allow us to drop the attack from the opponent as they can swap out into that Primarina. Still, at this point, the Mega Gardevoir is going to have a ton of attack, and so we're rather going to use a shield here as I swap out into that Primarina, where you can go for the Hydro Cannon, as both moves are going to be neutral here, but also all of that charge move should be resisted on our Primarina, so it's not going to be a bad matchup whatsoever for us. We can just let the move go through. The Fusion Flare is not going to take us down by any means, and we can go for that harder hitting Hydro Cannon to get them super low. As we will see here, we're going to be able to let this move go as well, and now it's a farm down range for our Landorus Therian form. Fully farmed down here is going to allow us now to get to another charge move against this Palkia, but as you can see here, the Mega Gardevoir is coming in, and the Mega Gardevoir is taking a lot of damage onto the opponent. We can use a shield if we want to. It's going to be just the Aqua Tail though. They're very likely going to get to another one here straight away after, and so we're going to be forced to use a shield. Gardevoir is an ultimate glass cannon. This Pokemon has not a lot of bulk, but it's going to have a lot of fast move pressure. This is why we have it here. This is exactly why the Mega Gardevoir is around. We're going to be able to go for that triple axle, and with that, the extra fast move is going to be enough to knock them out and win us this battle. Honestly, Florges has been so far the worst Pokemon we could have imagined. Florges is going to be the Pokemon that so far gave me the most amount of trouble. So yeah, we are going to let the chilling water go through. That's going to be just neutral, but of course they're still going to have that pressure against me. They still have the option to go for that Moonblast, but they actually make it even smarter. They decided to go ahead and go into that Primal Kyogre, which is going to now be such an awkward matchup. This is going to be no right matchup if we wouldn't have been debuffed. But at this point, the opponent has us in a position that they want us to be in. They have us in a position where they can just fully farm us down, which is going to be so awkward, as now we are going to be able to use a shield here. It is going to be that Surf coming through, and in comes the charge move from us, the charge move from our Landorus. It's going to be the Sensia Storm, dropping the opponent's attack, but we are going to be in a very tough position, as now we can let the move go through. But the Pokemon that has to win it all here is going to be our Gardevoir. It's basically Gardevoir against the entire team from the opponent, but the Primal Kyogre already is going to go down, but the Florges is coming back in. This is definitely going to be the chilling water. I have to try to catch the move. I have to go for 3 fast moves here in order to catch the move, but they're going to be able to reach that TNO in time, and this is going to be so tough for us, because I have to do the same again. I have to go, this time around I actually go for the triple axle. I should have just went for 3 fast moves and then try to catch the move. This would have been the only way. Now I can go for, yeah, this just does not work out. The opponent just had too much energy on the Florges. They're not going to be able to take us out straight away, but it's not going to look pretty for us, as now they're going to be able to get that KO against us, and with that, we are not going to be able to win this battle here. Well done from the opponent. Let's move on to the final one for today. We're going to have that Zacian against us in the lead. Palkia is coming back in here afterwards, and we're going to be able to swap out straight away into that Primarina. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a matchup where we can take their moves quite easily. But as you can see, this will be a little bit of lag. We're still going to get the fast move through here, though. It is going to be the Aqua Tail from the opponent. And in comes that Disarming Voice or another Aqua Tail. Like, honestly, they're just getting so much damage in against us. I don't even know where they got all the energy from. Like, this is so much energy that went up against us here right now, but they decided to let the move go through anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And they barely got any energy on their Zacian, which is now going to make this matchup for our Landorus 10 times easier, as now we can go for that super effective hit, that super effective Sensia Storm. We are going to be able to use a shield against the opponent. It's going to be the Behemoth Blade, and in comes that Primal Kyogre. We're going to be in a prime position though here in order to knock them out by going for the Sensia Storm and the swap out straight away into my Charmer, into my Gardevoir, into my Mega Pokemon for this this team. I can try my best to go for the triple Excel here as well soon, but I'm gonna try my best to actually go for the full Farmer instead, which I do think is the right choice here as the KO is happening, and in comes that Zacian, but it's going to be a tough matchup because what they have is that fast move pressure. I try my best to boost my own fast move pressure a little bit higher up, but I'm actually gonna go for another charge move here as well. The triple Excel comes through, we are +2, but I still decided to swap out, which maybe in hindsight was a mistake because I would have been liking a little bit more damage against the opponent, but like this, the opponent is going to be able to win this battle just barely. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is going to be it for today, and I will see you then. Bye bye.